not just come in there and look for knockoffs, and that's not the case. You know, I'm actually a sharp, smart fighter.
So, well, I'm here. Who won the fight? Me?
I really don't care who's in front of me. I don't feel like no fighter can beat me.
My goal is to demolish everybody, to be honest. Everybody that's in my way. The pinnacle to any weight division is to have all the belts, all of the titles.
Welcome to Bodywork. Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to Bodywork Boxing. It feels so good to be back. Man, it's Sunday night, man. I want to talk some boxing. Man. And it's been a light weekend, you know what I'm saying? With some boxing, with some matches on, you know, a lot of people cover those. My man Michael Fox from the DMV area, you know, came up short. You know, the Vargas boys, they continue in their regime, you know, legacy building type things, you know, but that's not really what I want to talk about. That's not really what I want to talk about, man. I'm like, man, like, just when you didn't think that anything, like, man, listen, we've been getting beat up as boxing fans, man. We deserve better than these rumors we are hearing. And I'm gonna make it simple and plain for you. You know, I want to give a shout out to my peoples first. Cookie Monster, Bodywork, salute Cookie Monster, Cokie, Bodywork, salute Cokie, Easily Baked, Bodywork. And y'all just in there hollering at each other. That's what I like to see, man. I appreciate the camaraderie of the 300. Cause it don't take a whole lot of people, man. We like our shit concentrated, man. You know, all we need is 300. You know, in the squad. Cause I tend to think we some bad mother, you know, cause we use our brains, man. We are not easily manipulated, man. We ask questions. You know, we want to know the length, the breadth, the depth, the width, the capacity, the buoyancy, the volume of things. We don't take things for face value. We do body work. And I've been listening, man, and it's a rumor out here. You know what I'm saying? One of the biggest channels out there, probably the hardest working man in boxing media. I give him credit for that. You know, I salute them for that. Put out this thing, man, where they were potentially saying, and Cookie Monster say, mic check, sounding crystal clear. That's what I like to hear. Appreciate you, Cookie Monster. But it's a rumor out here going on that this might be in the pipeline. Like, finally, it's like, man, when it was time, we could point fingers at both of them. If you a Devin only fan, you're gonna try to put it all on Teo. If you a Teo lover, meat hugger, you're gonna try to put it all on Devin. But I can look back in glimpses in times, and I can point fingers at both of them. And so I ask myself, man, if it is a rumor that this is what the boxing gods are going to deliver, I think the boxing gods ain't got nothing to do with this. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the boxing gods got nothing to do with this, man. We deserve better than this, man. We just seen that fiasco of a card with them two on there, man. Let them breathe. Let them, like, let me get into it, man. Let me just get into the whole thing, man. First of all, I would not be responsible if I didn't let y'all know about one of my favorite words. Gaslighting, you know what I'm saying? It's at an all-time high. It's at an all-time high. It's actually racing gas prices. Yikes! According to the Oxford, manipulate someone using psychological methods into questioning their own sanity or powers of reasoning. That's what gaslighting is. And I can go over examples, but in boxing talk, it happens all the time. Omission, you know, acting like, there's just a whole bunch. I'm not going to go into the examples, but I just want to keep gaslighting on your mind, because people will have these, even in friendly debates, even in light sparring, even when you're just trying to just shoot the breeze. You just want to water cooler talk it out, you know what I'm saying, with your folks that love to talk this boxing. You know, you're going to get glimpses of it. People might gaslight you, reply to you in the comment section and gaslight. Like, they have various forms in which they'll do it. You know, there's a lot of methods. They'll be forgetful. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Oh, yeah, I remember. Oh, well, in the end, all this is all I'm trying to capsize and summarize everything and set it to the side and not really dive deep into the heart of it and address it. They'll do it. That's gaslighting. You see, Mag 7 like, man, Blue Blood jumped right on hype in this trash ass fight up. Hey man, I pulled the card on that dude years ago, man. I've been done with that. I had a video, man, that should have probably had about 20,000 views. At the time when I took the video down, I did videos on two dudes in the YouTube community. One of them I highly respect, so I went ahead and took it down because I respect them. I took that one down. The other one was Blue Blood. and I took it down, man, just because at that point in time I said I don't want myself attached to it. But I've been done with that clown. You know what I'm saying? I call them purple veins. When you mix red and blue, you get what? So I just call them purple veins. You'll never hit. So if I ever say purple veins, that's what I'm referring to. But I have not even seen a glimpse of his content. I have not heard from him. I hope he stay, you know, up there. Whether he'll change his ways, I'm not sure. I don't think a leopard can change his spots, you know, but that sounds about right. You know what I'm saying? From everything that I've known about the dude, man. Like, I don't like him. I don't like his brand of content, and that's just my selection. There might be some people that rock with him, you know what I'm saying? Not me. But I had to go over gaslighting because we're going to hear these conversations, right? You know what I'm saying? We're going to hear these kind of conversations, and they're going to try to ramp it up. And I want y'all to actually consider a couple things around this fight, right? And I don't know how this goes over people's heads, but all day today, I've seen people in here and was hearing people call about it, seeing people chat about it. And I'm like, they keep associating. You're not going to be able to stop people from saying that people are just hating on Devin Haney. He cannot be judged. You got to think. When he first came out, they was calling him Black Jesus. I think people really believe that the man is Black Jesus or the second coming or something. I don't know, man. But he gets a pass for a lot of things. His father get a pass for a lot of things. They say they just want you to look at the young man getting his bag and all that. I'm cool with the getting the bag. I'm cool with the making the legacy. I'm cool with generational wealth. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with you getting your time to shine, right? But when you start dipping your toe in the same waters as other boxers who muddy the waters, you should be subject to the same criticism. That's all I ask. The channel will silence his consent, meaning that all it takes for evil to prevail is for grown men and women to remain silent. And so a lot of people choose to remain silent on a lot of things surrounding Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? I think my man AC is probably the only most level-headed, diehard Devin Haney fan that I know. He'll keep it a buck. He ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? I look at him a lot of ways, like how I am a diehard Tank fan. He's a diehard Devin Haney fan, but we can agree on some things, and we will actually give you credit when you make a good point. We're not gonna sit up there and gaslight and argue and do all this crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? We be like, oh yeah, that we gotta consider that. A lot of the D-Hive, they are not like that. All they hear is they want to be on code, so you're not going to do this. But in being in code, it allows them to take on other boxers right? And that code stuff goes out the window, except for when it comes to Devin Haney. Then you have on the other side, you got Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez, a guy who has now he's what they call a habitual line stepper. You know how Charlie Murphy said habitual line stepper. He said, yeah, you know, he said, yeah, man, Rick would, you know, he would step over the line and then we'll have to bring him right back. You know what I'm saying? I bet you he won't put his feet on nobody else's couch. Like, we need for the habitual line stepping to stop. Meaning that we want to see him get stepped on, but guess what? I've already moved ahead. I've already moved ahead on T.O. I'm not going to promise you, but I'm going to make an attempt to not do any more content about T.O. specifically after this. I'm only doing this because he's rumored to be fighting Devin Haney. That's the rumor. They're going to be fighting whatever. It's also a rumor he's going to be fighting Boots. Who knows? And I'm going to touch on Boots. I got a little appetizer from some crazy shit I done heard Eddie say here recently, and I'm just like, see, here we go with this wishy-washy flippy floppy. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going. I'm gonna digress. Hopefully this is probably gonna be my last video on T.O. You know, the last one I did specifically about T.O., where I tried to keep it straight down the middle, was the video I call Identity Crisis. You know what I'm saying? And I think we gave T.O. a fair shake. We didn't drag him. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't praise him. We gave him credit for what he did and where he was at, and, you know, went over the history and the shortcomings and all that and tried to give him a fair shake. And we also called out some of the things that he needed to change and he needed to work on. That was the last one. That was the last one. So hopefully this will be the last one I do, because I believe that we should stop talking about T.O. I think the only way to fix T.O. is for us. If you really believe in this code stuff, that everybody, like how people be on code for Devin, I think if there is a code and you want to abide by one, I would say you should not do another video about T.O. You shouldn't comment on him. He should get no play in GA. If you know what I'm saying. Like we should, if there was such a thing as boycotting or using our powers to be, it should be that we just stop talking about the clown. You know what I'm saying? Because for one, when you get to talking about, okay, it's one thing to promote. The other thing is when you keep reaching your hand in that cookie jar, and the way that you choosing to promote is at the expense of a whole group of people. Because guess what? If he was saying something about the people that they call the small hats, they would have been black. But like, you see what they did to Kanye. And I don't want to start preaching, but when Kanye said something about the people who wear the small hats, guess what happened to Kanye? He went from being a billionaire to not being a billionaire no more, to doing any and everything for attention. I see and hear a lot of familiarity, but every other culture, right? If you offend the wrong culture, especially that have the ability to enforce and inflict power, you shall be removed. So my whole thing is this. Do I think he's like that? No. I said a long time ago that I think he inherited a lot of that from his father. I don't. But it's the principle of the fact that you're going to keep doing things that you know is offensive to our culture. So why should we allow it? Why should we do because we learned that what Martin was saying, turn the other cheek. We already learned that don't work. That turn the other cheek stuff, it don't work. That taking the path of least resistance, especially in the art of war, you realize when you read the art of war, if you always taking the path of least resistance, guess what's going to happen? People are going to step all on you. So, I think that we should get done. I think we should be done with it. You know what I'm saying? I think we shouldn't speak on it. I'm going to speak about this because there was a point in time. Salute bold. Salute bold and understanding. Salute. But it was a time here, and this, I'm gonna tell you the date when I did this. I did this thumbnail. I did this video on October the 24th is when I actually did it. And see, when I put my foot down, you gotta think about it. October the 24th of 2024 was when I did this video. And Sean Zattel and Tim Bradley came out and did a video defending Teofimo Lopez. And I said, oh, so y'all want to take the high road. And I said that black people did not permit Tim Bradley to speak on our behalf. Like, yeah, as a Hall of Famer, as a former boxer, as having a spot on one of the biggest sports networks in the world, perhaps the biggest one, you got every right to say, but not on our behalf, Tim. And Sean Zattel, you definitely don't have a right to be able to give nobody permission. I was on it back in October. So we got November, December, January, February, March, April, and May. That's why I be trying to tell you. In real time, I be talking about it when everybody else be some hindsight of 2020 looking at us. So we talking 7 months later where everybody's really just up to their, they done had it up to here, as they say, with T.O. in this. I said, where were y'all at back in October of last year when I was saying we got to nip this in the bud? He went on to have more and more offenses. And just like when you watch those movies about them serial K-I-L-L-A-S, them K-Illers, you know that it's a progression. First they coming in and they sniffing drawers and stuff like that. They moping around. They seeing if they can be a cat burglar. Then they move to taking some prize silverware. Then they going in there and they messing with people in their sleep. And then it escalates until they become a real K-Iller. And that's what he's been doing. He's been progressing in his behavior with the talks. So I'm like, man, don't be reactive, be proactive. So when he first started doing it, we should have nipped it in the bud. So I did a review this back when I looked at that interview, and I stopped it and I paused it and I addressed it. It's a very beautiful live. If you go back to October 24th, 2024, that's why I be saying, man, Bodywork be doing body work in real time. There's a lot of people out here that's like 7 months later where they done had it up to here with him. It's like we got to recognize the stuff. We can't let it go because they will progress and you will continually be offended, and the man will keep getting paydays because every other culture, if we come out and do something as in a position of power and we do anything that slip up, we got to come out to the red carpet. We got to apologize. I remember when Tony Dungy was a coach in the NFL, he talked about somebody that was a potential player who came out before the draft and said that he was part of the rainbow community. And they asked Tony Dungy, they said, well, would you want to hire this linebacker? It was a linebacker from Missouri at the time, and he had outed himself before the draft, which is his right. They asked Tony Dungy, would you want him on your team? Tony Dungy said no. He said not because he's a very excellent player. He's like in the top 5 defensive right now. He's like a highly touted person. He said, no, I wouldn't want him on the team. Why? Because when it comes up to those pivotal games, when we get in the playoffs, and it should be focused about the team, the media is going to make it about this one guy, and I would not want that distraction on my team. The man was on vacation. Don't you know they called him in? The rainbow community put in something behind closed doors and called him in and had him apologize and explain what you meant by saying that, Mr. Dungy. Michael Vick had already served his time. He had went and did time. He lost millions. It was fine. He went over there to Philly. He had his time, you know what I'm saying? He got another contract, did all that. And ultimately, he wound up going over there to Pittsburgh Steelers. There were people that was boycotting him and pulling out, still citing Peter and all this other stuff when he had got to the Steelers. But we just so convinced. We're so forgiving. We're so passive. It's like, oh no, he didn't really mean it. We'll explain it. At one point in time, I said, listen, man, I don't think he is. When the subject of Ryan came up, I said, I don't think he is either. I said, I think that they're lost. They need guidance. That's why I was telling everybody, DHP, TO, all these, Shakur at some point, y'all need a public relations. Somebody to be like, don't, no, don't say that. Don't say this. Don't do that. Don't do this. Why? Because you need it. I was proactive, not reactive, and now everybody's on the same page. And I was saying, how y'all gonna take the high road when y'all are in positions of influence and power? And now everybody's at the moment where they ready to give up on T.O. I've been there. I gave him another shot because I said, hey, listen, man, I'm not gonna be the lone soldier, the lone ranger out here speaking to these things, and nobody else care, or everybody else saying, oh, here we go, he's going overboard. Well, guess what? 7 months later, everybody's right where I was 7 months ago. Doing that body work. So when the rumor of this came out, I said, listen, man, most of the time we base our opinions on the last performance. They say a boxer's only good as their last performance, right? It applies to everybody else except for Boots, except for Devin, except for who else? Except for Boots, except for Devin, except for Shakur. You might be able to throw Bud in there. Well, you cannot criticize certain fighters based on their accolades, based on, like, you just can't do it. It's just certain people, I call them the untouchables. If you come out and you critique them like you do everybody else, everybody gonna go ham. So you have some untouchables. And when we look back at Devin's last performance, we said that we walked away with more questions than answers based on that performance, because he didn't show us anything other than my man AC said that he was willing to get back in the ring. That's all he really showed us. He didn't show us if he was really shell shocked or not. We don't know. We think he timid. We think he gun shy. We think he do still have PTSD from that left hook and that right hand, might I add. We do. Because if you go in there with somebody like Jose Ramirez and you got the better feet, you supposed to be showing that this levels. People still have you on there pound for pound. That was not a pound for pound performance. And a lot of people used to have all this criticism for Floyd talking about I'm robbing the bank and all this. That would look like a bank robbery where you picked a guy that you knew was not going to be able to cut off the ring. That was your opponent selection. A guy, your senior once again. Another Cougar once again. Don't make me pull up the murderer's row where I actually show and outline how he's had the advantage over all of these guys that he faced. Height, reach, size, activity, athleticism, age. All of them. All of them. That's why I said Ryan was going to probably knock him out. But it's on wax. Because he didn't have the height, the reach, the size, definitely not the speed or the power. So, with this being said, we already know Teofimo is not going to be able to cut the ring off on Devin. So once again, like I said with Jose Ramirez, before that fight started, don't if you haven't heard it over here, you can go back over to Pop a Lot of Shit James channel, the Smoke Session Entertainment, and you can actually catch me on wax over there, basically saying that Devin won that Jose Ramirez fight when he chose the opponent. When he chose the opponent, you know how Jay-Z, for the longest time they was comparing Jay-Z and Nas, and a lot of people say Nas rap better than Jay-Z and all this. The only thing is, guess what? Jay-Z always chose a better beat selection. He always chose an instrumental. Nas, he would venture out. He would play with this, and it's like, why would Nas freestyle over this? Why would he rap on this? A beat selection. Beat selection. Devin, no, let's say this. Jay-Z is to beat selection as Devin is to opponent selection. Class. Meaning when he picked the opponent, it's because either A, he just seen the blueprint like Arnold Barbosa, wash Jose Ramirez, like Zorilla, who really won the fight against Regis. Wash Regis, knock him down. He just seen something to where somebody beat somebody. He had the privilege of seeing Tio beat Loma. The only one who slipped up was when Teofimo Lopez fought George Kambosos. But guess what? He saw it. He celebrated. He cheered. And he saw what Tio was able to do. So I'm going to say again, class. Jay-Z is to beat selection as Devin is to opponent selection. He wins when he picks the beat. And that's where a lot of rappers go wrong. They try to rap on beats that don't cater to their cadence, don't cater to their style. They either trying to speed up or slow down. They not feeling it or whatever. They always mess up when they pick the wrong beat. And some of these boxers, they mess up when they pick the wrong opponents. I.e., when he didn't stick to the script and he picked Ryan at a bad time going to go play in the sandbox, when it was Teofimo Lopez, Sabril Matias, Isaac Pitbull Cruz out there with a belt, he chose Regis before that. Then he chose Ryan. Opponent selection. When he chose Ryan, that was the wrong one. He's back on point. Older people or people who he know would not be able to cut off the ring. So instantly I'm turned off. Why? Because we already know T.O. not going to be able to cut off the ring. Once I seen that performance with Jose Ramirez and Devin and what he did right there, before Ryan Garcia even lost, I said I don't want to even see the fight. Why? Because I know Ryan Garcia is not going to be able to cut the ring off. This is before Rolly upset the apple cart. This is right after Devin's performance. I said, man, I don't even want to see that Ryan and shit. I don't want to see that shit again. Because they're not going to be able to cut the ring off. They're not going to be able to do it. So, Teofimo Lopez. A lot of people were down on Teofimo Lopez performance. A lot of people reason that since he talked more shit than a little bit, he went in there and he was not able to close. But remember, certain people do have a higher standard when it comes to knocking people out. Like if somebody like T.O. don't get the stoppage or knock nobody out, or somebody like Tank don't get the stoppage or knock nobody out, people like that, they're judged more critically. Why? Because they're known to have more like power. Now, as of late, T.O. is not known for that, but he built up a reputation for being able to spark people. So when he don't do that, they judge him a little bit harsher. I wasn't as harsh on that Arnold Barbosa. Why? Because Arnold Barbosa washed Jose Ramirez. Devin chose the loser. And Arnold Barbosa washed Jose Ramirez way better than Devin did. Especially when there's quote-unquote levels. But the dumbest shit I heard today was that they should get this on for the culture. Why? Because Teofimo Lopez has been running around saying certain things that he should not say, right? So it's a bunch of people out here that want to see him get his ass beat. Right? It's a bunch of people that want to see him get his ass beat, right? Newsflash, y'all. Devin is not the one that's gonna be the one to beat his ass. I said they might as well get on the track and do the 200 or the 400. And T.O. probably still beat him in a race. He's more athletic. He's faster. He got the faster twitch muscles and all that. Like, he's more coordinated. He'll probably beat him in a race. That's not hating. That's facts. Why don't y'all just get on the track and then see who's going to run? Because that's all that's going to happen. He's going to get in the ring. And if you think he ran from Jose Ramirez, you know what he's going to do getting in the ring with T.O.? Along with T.O. not being able to cut the ring off, you already know how that's going to look. Because it's not going to look like Regis when he did that to Regis and he had Regis on that one-way rehydration clause. Yeah, that a lot of people don't want to talk about, which is a massive elephant in the room. When I thought he had me eating the best crow I ever had in my life, and then only to find out he had the man on a one-way rehydration clause. I was like, no wonder he looked like that. Ain't nobody going to talk about that. But they saying do this for the culture. Devin don't have the tools to be able to beat the shit out of T.O. Boots does. But when I look at that fight, why give Boots another layup when you the biggest, baddest man at 147? And why reward T.O. with a payday from either one of them? So I didn't judge T.O. as harshly as everybody else. I gave him an A- B+ for what he did to Arnold Barbosa. Because remember, a lot of people had Arnold Barbosa upsetting the apple cart. They're not gonna come out and say it, but oh yeah, man, I got Arnold Barbosa. Man, you see what he did to Jack Catterall when he just barely edged it out. Jack Catterall went ahead and went to 147. Was it a weight issue there? Devin was trying to get Jack Catterall. I wonder why. Shorter reach, not quite as athletic. He did beat up Josh Taylor the first time, in my opinion. But the business of boxing got in the way, like they do each and every Saturday. Pretty much. In some shape, form, or fashion. But when I look at this fight, man, and I'm analyzing it, I'm like, why reward T.O. with another payday? Why reward T.O. with another payday? And according to the plans, I mean, the bait and switcher, Sugar Daddy Sheik had already put out there that it was going to be T.O. and it was probably going to be T.O. and Arnold Barbosa, and then it was supposed to be Richards and Hitchens because they were talking about doing that in Alcatraz. And then it was supposed to be Boots. But if you look at the performance with Rolly upsetting the apple cart, they not talking about Devin fighting Rolly. And they got offended when Mar Charlo said, yeah, Rolly, you should go ahead and go beat up Devin. You know what I'm saying? That'll really set you off. That'll really put you, like, take you to a whole nother. They got way offended about that. Offended about a boxer telling another boxer to go beat up this other boxer? Eureka. But Devin didn't put on no performance that let us know. People still wondering like what he is and who. I said, who he gonna fight next? I don't know, man. I don't know who I want to see him again. You're not the next Floyd. There are levels to it, but if you're pound for pound and all that, people should not still be matchmaking you. They don't go together. You pound for pound, you on a pound for pound list, but you got people that saying, oh no, man, no, that porridge is too hot. Oh no. That porridge is too cold. Like, Gary Ransom, Gary Antoine, man, that's just I'm not doing that. Puelo, man, we ain't even gonna say his name. Matias, man, like, why would I fight? Man, that's not the right style. No, if you gotta do it, no, they know Tio ain't gonna be able to cut the ring off. Point blank, period. I don't want Tio to get another payday. I think he needs to pay, just like other cultures make people pay when you offend them. They make you pay. They hit them pockets. You either get taken offline, or you see what's going on online. I ain't gotta tell you. I try to keep it all boxing over here. But when you offend the other cultures, or when they have a reason to do things to you, like with the Jonathan Majors thing, with even with Club Shay, yeah. Don't make me go down that rabbit hole. But other cultures, the powers that be, they spank you when you get out of line. You don't say when you don't say what you're supposed to say, or you say something out of line, they spank you. We just gonna keep giving this man a pass and giving him a payday and putting him on the stage. And that's not even the worst. The worst part of this is, can you imagine this? Can you imagine how toxic this is gonna be? Have y'all thought this out? Are y'all ready to go through 8 to 10 to 12 weeks of whatever? Like, because from now on, the clock has already started ticking. Can y'all imagine how this is going to go? When the avatars, let's not look at the avatars. Let's just look at the people that's doing all the avataring. Can y'all imagine what's going to happen when these two have to go at it? Some of the crazy stuff that's going to happen. How toxic online going to be? Have y'all fully thought this out? I don't think so. There go Modern King, man. Modern King boxing. He would beat T.O. like how his daddy beats Steve Free, but not everyone wants to glaze Haney. Right. Haney going to continue making his money if he do. That's all they say. Damn if he do, damn if he don't. That sounds like some old defeatist. That whole, I don't really got nothing good to say. That whole, yeah, you got a point, and I ain't really got nothing to rebuttal. But yeah, man, y'all gonna hate him if he get his money. Y'all gonna hate him if he retire. Salute for that super chat though. Martin King, Haney is always the hot topic. Hate him now. Yeah, y'all call it hate. We call it telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? We call it telling the truth. That's real. Jay-Z is to beat selection as Devin is to opponent selection. I like it. Keep spitting. Bill Haney, sneaky link. Yeah, I mean, that's what it is, man. I've had, like, because listen, man, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm one of them channels that try to keep it boxing. I know that these guys get hit in the head for a living, right? And I try to give all these guys a fair, even, honest shake, right? But I don't like untouchables. I don't like people where you can't criticize them, you can't critique them, you can't say nothing bad, or you're hating. It's like y'all might as well go off and have your own cult and do whatever y'all do. It's a place over there. It's a place over there where I know where I'd be going, and I might whack the leader of the hive every now and again. I'll come out and I'll shit on the leader of the hive because I know that's where all the narratives come and that's where all the gaslighting things come. But I catch him up all the time. We catch him in lies all the time. We catch him doing things and saying things like the catch weight. How you gonna be number one at welterweight? Ranked number one at welterweight, and you ain't even fought at welterweight yet. Oh, but I found out today. Listen, I found out today. Well, if you fight at 144, then you're actually fighting at 147. But they didn't say that when Tank gave Ryan the 1 pound when it was at 136. Because anything past 135 is 140. It don't work like that, but it worked like that for Devin and them. That's what I be trying to say. It's always some caveat or some exception to the rule when it comes to certain people that I don't like. If y'all gonna keep it even, then don't and stop gaslighting, man. Just keep it a buck. That's all it really is, man. I've been doing this. Look, I used to keep it, and shout out to Paris, Dubai. But listen, I used to keep it so real on it. I felt like, man, hold on, because I don't just do videos on 1 or 2 boxers. I'm the pulse of boxing. That's what I call this channel. This is the pulse of boxing. To where I might say some things that you don't like, but I try to keep it even, Steven. And the same thing you see here online, the same thing you want to see when you see me out at the grocery store, in the park, at the mall, wherever. I carry me wherever I go. You know what I'm saying? I was keeping it a buck on the man so much. I said, man, let me stop. Let me just stop, man. Because it's a lane of people that just troll the young man. I don't troll the young man. But when you speak the truth, and this is what I be trying to say, like, look at this. Look at this. Another Haney dish channel. Even though I just shit it all on Teofimo Lopez. That's what I be trying to say, man. If you take the meat out your ear, take that meat out your ear, you will be able to hear. I just shit it on Teo. This was equal opportunity for Teo and Devin. And why I don't want to see the fight. So we are tired. One of the things is, man, listen, man. We are in an era where a lot of these boxers, they just be running their mouth. With Devin and DHP, not so much Devin, even though he do be cranking it up and talking some smack, you know what I'm saying, and acting goofy. But his father, they be running their mouth. And then Devin get in the ring and he be running. Like in this build-up, they were running their mouth and they were saying all this stuff and all this, and he got in the ring and actually ran. And it would be different if the shit you talk outside the ring, if you embodied it inside the ring. Like a couple of my favorite fighters, like Jamel Charlo, with the exception of that Canelo fight, the personality and everything he showed outside the ring is what he embodies inside the ring. You can pretty much even say that. You could say that for somebody, like you could pretty much say how Earl used to keep it before, you know what I'm saying, he ran into that bad man. How he keep it. The energy he had outside the ring, he embodied that inside the ring. But we in the Chihuahua era where you just and then you get in the ring and we don't see that. And then when people speak about, oh, what you doing, man? That man getting paid, man. He got another check. That's another black man. But y'all don't keep that same energy when it comes down to criticizing another boxer. When it comes, y'all say whatever the hell y'all want to say about Tank. Like everything, y'all, every nook and cranny, no stone left unturned. Y'all up his tail with a flashlight and a microscope. But let somebody say something that offends old Debbie Pooh. Y'all gotta have a town meeting and stand on town business and all this other crazy stupid stuff. Nobody want to see this fight, man. I don't want to see it. Tio don't need another payday. And Devin, I don't think his performance warranted another shot. Like, why would Tio give him a shot at his title? And what is he? I mean, are they going to go up? So it's going to be another guy move? Like, what is it? What weight class is he fighting at? Because that's the whole thing. Once Tank did that 136 thing, and then when he actually went down to 30 and fought for the 35 and the 30 against Leo Santa Cruz, people whined and cried. They cried. We don't know if he fight at 144, 147. We don't know if he a welterweight. We don't know if he should be fighting at middleweight. We don't know. We know Tio don't belong going past 140. But he has a history of the lineal shit, so he's gonna try to do that. He's gonna probably go up there and get boots. Like, if this don't happen with Devin, which I hope this fight don't happen, man. I hope this fight do not happen. I don't want to see it right now. I used to want to see it. I don't want to see it right now. I don't want to see the fight right now. Because I think that based on the last performance we've seen from Devin, along with the last performance we've seen from Tio, I don't think that it's a good matchmaking. And remember, don't take my word. Shakur said that Turkey he said that this man right here, Sugar Daddy Sheik, they said that he needs to have more boxing people around him. People that know about boxing and all that. Don't take my word for it. Don't take my word for it. You know what I'm saying? And then right when Shakur came out and he spoke about him, you know what I'm saying? It looked like for a second that Sheik had buyer's remorse. And then I guess behind closed door, I don't know if he had to kiss the ring. I don't know if he had a hand holding ceremony. If he got flogged with a wet noodle a couple times. I don't know, man, but somehow they worked it out. And he put him right back on the undercard again, which was nasty work. You know what I'm saying? And then he put Berlanga up as the main event. You know what I'm saying? But it was nasty work. But you know, I don't know if he got buyer remorse or not. Could he be setting Shakur up? I don't know, man. I don't know, but don't take my word for it. Shakur said that the man need people that know more about boxing. I said, God damn. So according to Shakur, he just got paid more than he ever got paid in his life, and you come out and say that I need to have more people around me that know about boxing. But guess what? Shakur was kind of true. Kind of true what he said, so it was almost a weird situation, a conundrum, a catch-22 of some sorts, because he actually was telling the truth. But because of this is going to take YouTube boxing to a whole nother level. This shit going to get so toxic if this fight go down. Right here, you're going to already have Tim and Sean Zattel. They're going to back it and they're going to sidetrack and they're going to sidestep and they're not going to check Tio. At least Cigar Talk at least made it look like he was trying to check Tio, at least said something symbolically. I could respect that, but ain't nobody really going to talk about it. And a lot of people that are talking about it, man, they like 7 months late and shit. They just now coming around and realize what's going on and really feeling adamant about it. Tio don't need another payday. Devin need to do something else coming off that performance, because it didn't answer none of our questions other than the fact that he is willing to get back in the ring. But we need a different beat selection from him. We need a Gary Antoine Russell. We need a Richardson Hitchens. We need a Puelo. Like all the guys that have belts. We need a Brian Norman Jr. Not just sparring. Don't call him up just for sparring. Go try to take his strap. We know Barrios is tied up, but you wanted Barrios. Other than that, fight Boots. Nah, but they don't want the Boots. Why? Because Boots had the Karan Chukagian experience to where Boots learned some things. You know, where he's like, okay, well, I'm going to cut off the ring. Now, the second time, Karan did stand more and try to fight. You know, I guess his ego said, hey, I'm not going to use my feet as much. I'm going to give this guy a couple opportunities. And Boots dropped him. You know what I'm saying? Made him look bad. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much blew him out. But Karan got his shots in. But Devin and them, since they the best in this levels, they saying that the best man, how you going to be ranked number one and they saying the best man in your division? You never say his name. The second, the guy that they deem is the second best guy now that Stan Giannis took his L and Brian Norman, you just want to spar him. Like, but that's the exception to the rule. Y'all just went on to finagle. Well, guess what, man? Between all of the killers at 40 and all of the killers at 147, nowhere to run to, baby. There's nowhere to hide. And yo, you got history with Gary Antoine Russell. When you shitted on Mr. Gary Russell Jr., and he said, his brother came out and said, okay, well, since you feel so adamant about Mr. Gray, who you had history with, who you slandered and went on to fight Gamboa because that was already in the bag, another Cougar who had just come off a loss from Tank, getting stopped by Tank at that, the history of that. So Tank, don't get me started. Mr. Gary Antoine said, hey, well, when you come up here, come see me. Come holler at me. You know, they say, oh, if he get a belt, then maybe this and maybe that. Well, guess what? He got a belt. And like good old Earl Spence, he said, tables turn. Well, tables have turned. So between 140 and 147, where you gonna go get a strap from? What kind of beat selection you gonna choose this time? It's probably gonna be another oldie but goodie. It's gonna be another oldie but goodie, man. Regis was significantly older. Like you, I mean, you could say I'm hating, but hey, man, the truth of the matter is y'all don't like the truth. Because Jose Ramirez, significantly older. Regis, significantly older. Linares was significantly older. Jojo Diaz, significantly older. Lomachenko, significantly older. You said 18 months before you fought him, he was too old and too small. Significantly older. So it's probably going to be another oldie but goodie. Or somebody that's not going to be able to cut off the ring. I hope this fight don't happen. Let me get into this other thing that happened, man. I'm going to get back into these comments. You know what I'm saying? The jab took young phenomenon around the globe. Let me know when your favorite fighter do that chant. And my favorite fighter got more than just the jab. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to negate the jab. We saw that. We saw my guy negate the jab when it came to Mario Barrios, when he pawed away the jab. And you see people doing it now, but he took away the jab by pawing away the jab, and then he had other punches. Like, yeah. So, you know, a jab, yeah, it can do wonderful things. You know what I'm saying? But if your guy is a predator, you know what I'm saying, like highly skilled in making adjustments and adapting, then once you figure out that that's going to be your game plan, you're going to try to stick and run. You know what I'm saying? They got something for you. You know what I'm saying? Frank Martin was doing real good with his jab. He was touching Tank and all this and all that. He adjusted to that shit and got him out of there eventually. So my guy got more than a jab. You know what I'm saying? Jab, that's a good starter though, champ. That's a good start. I wonder if that starter pack, I want to see him go in there and do that with Boots. But let me guess, Martin King. That's asking for too much. Asking him to fight Gary Antoine, that's asking for too much. Knowing that Tio fights a level of his competition, that's cool. That porridge is just right now. I don't know how coming off that performance, but asking him to fight Boots, that's just asking too much. Asking him for Brian Norman, that's just asking too much. Especially when you rank number one in the division, that would just be asking for too much, right? Come on, son. Come on. He said around the globe for a guy who lost to Maxie Hughes beating Cambosis isn't a flex. And watch, look. See, it's okay when Devin do it, but look at all the flack Richardson Hitchens got right now for fighting. Look at all the flack that Richardson Hitchens getting right now for even facing Cambosis. But it's okay when Devin fight people like that. It's okay. It's okay when he do it. You know what I'm saying? But when everybody else do it, that's not okay. Let me get into something else, man, that I thought was kind of musty. Let me get into something else that was kind of musty, man, on my opinion, in my, the way I think. Let me get into this, man. And again, this is going to be, let me put this up, man, because I don't want no problems. Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair. So I got to play this, man. And this is my little appetizer, you know what I'm saying? All right, let's call it dessert because I'm done cooking on that, man. I just think that for all the wrong reasons, that fight, it don't turn me on at all. You know what I'm saying? And I gave my reasons. But let me get to this. Listen to this, y'all. Hold on. I gotta make it to where y'all can hear it, not just myself. Here we go. Listen to this, y'all. Listen to this.
I think there's a very good chance he'll fight Teofimo Lopez next. And now it's like, do I stay at 47 or 54? What are my options? Can you get me another belt? And I'm like, well, right now, Brian Norman's on the missing list. He's disappearing to Japan for a fight. And Pacquiao's fighting Barrios. So, no is the answer. Okay, well, what have we got at 54? Then out of the blue, the Teofimo Lopez fight comes around. So, it may not be a massive motivator to Ennis because it's just a defense, but it is a big fight. And obviously the money's good, the profile's good. So I think my answer is if Giron stays at 147, I think there's a very good chance he'll fight Teofimo Lopez next.
What do we have going on here, man? But just last week, Brian Norman and them was ducking. This man got a fight in like 4 weeks. And now it's if he stays. But I thought he wanted to be undisputed. So one week he wanted to be undisputed. Next week he's going to 54. Eddie, man. The tale of two Eddies, man. Always doing this. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'll leave it alone, man, because it'll make it seem like I'm just hating on another young black fighter, man. But no, that's his promoter doing this now. Muddying the waters. He said, these kings got to fight at welterweight. Lopez been ducking since I was a youngster. That's a long time in Bodywork. I mean, T.O., he shouldn't be fighting at welterweight, bro. Devin is a middleweight, man. I mean, it's the ugly truth, man. T.O. don't need to go past. And I mean, unless it was like legacy, once he gets a little bit older, but the dude don't have the dimensions, he don't have the power. It's a lot of different things. And then the interesting thing about that is why you not fight. I got a video coming out, man, where I'm stating that Brian Norman might be the most dangerous man in boxing right now. You might be the most dangerous man in boxing right now, because there's a lot of people that be talking and saying all this stuff, man. But like Tio had a way, like they went to him and said, they gave him the offer, and Norman was like, yeah. And next thing you know, they was like, nah. And then you got this boot stuff where he gonna pay all this extra money to Karen and pay all this extra money to Stanionis, and now your legacy is stamped. But it's for some reason, man, it just that porridge, that Brian Norman porridge, that portion, like it might be a little bit too hot right now, man. I don't know, man. It's like a parable, man. It's like I can't quite wrap my eyes, but it sounds almost like Three Little Bears, man, where the porridge is just too hot right now, man. And it seems like that T.O. porridge, man, that T.O. porridge is looking just right. Where I'm like, well, that's another 140-pounder who really came down for 135. But y'all just cooked Tank for doing that shit with one weight class. And the dudes that are coming up are actually bigger than Tank. These are things I can't explain. These are things I can't explain. Leo Santa Cruz, Hector Garcia, and Lamont are all bigger than Tank, but one weight class difference. Y'all cooked them. Catch weight with Ryan, y'all cooked them. So this is gonna be another division. So let me get this right. Boots been in one division all this time. He the biggest, baddest thing smoking. He's now he got 3 belts. He got the IBF, the WBA, and the ring. And Tio, who was coming from 35, went to 40, where his power ain't look the same, gonna go up to 47. And y'all okay with that. But y'all cooked for years. Or Hector Garcia, Leo Santa Cruz, and Lamont Roach. These are things I can't explain, man. These are things I can't explain, man. Things I cannot explain, man. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can, and because you got the D-Hive, which is the Devin, and you got the B-Hive, which is Boots. Like, those are untouchables, man. That's why I was like, hey, look, man, I went to the fight. I gotta keep saying that I went to the fight. I'm a fan. You know what I'm saying? I went to the fight. I went to the Boots fight. But when it comes to these boxing conversations and these moves, mainly as it pertains to Eddie Hearn, wink, wink, mainly as it comes down to Eddie Hearn and his ways and the ways he be moving all the time, wink, wink, I have questions. I mean, I never get no answers. All I get accused of is being a hater. I'm like, how? When I put them all on the scale. I put all the boxers on the scale. I think I've built up enough equity to show. Like, I was disappointed in my guy. All of my guys, I was disappointed with Tank's last performance. I said he wasn't focused. I thought that Lamont Roach did enough to get his hand raised. That's still my guy. I don't think Lamont can do that shit again. You can't do that for your favorite fighter. When Jamel went up there and he did what he did with the Canelo, he got cooked too. Well, Earl Spence went in there. When I seen him how he was, he went in there and got Bud. I can't say I cooked him. But you know how when y'all remember on Baby Boy when he's like, chuck it up, little nigga, like he's not stand there, chuck it up. I had to chuck it up. I had to pull my shoulders back, stick my chest out, and put my chin out and take it on the chin. And then I was back talking boxing again. Y'all can't do that for y'all fighters. That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference between this channel and these other guys that talk boxing. Because I can do that. I'm not going to put on no cape. I'm not jiggling no balls. I'm not kissing no ring. I'm not doing it. I'm not holding no hands. Me not doing no crazy things, you know. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's really it. Bug cooked 1,000 meals that day. yeah. And people in Modern King, people still basking in the glory of it. I see them. I had somebody come back to my My video I did on Spence, that joint had like 17,000 views, man. Like somebody came back just the other day and said, man, I love coming back to videos like these. And I was like, that's what's up. I could take it. Because at the end of the day, right, we can all talk our shit, right? And this is what it comes down to. Regardless who wins or who loses, somebody gonna have bragging rights and somebody gonna have to eat crow. Why not keep it a buck going into the fight about all the things surrounding the fights? You know what I'm saying? Why not? This ain't gonna be this wasn't meant to be a live one. I just said, man, we gotta tread lightly, man. We gotta tread lightly when it comes down to the convo and what we expect out of boxing, man. We gotta be realistic, man. Just be realistic about your guy, man. The same questions and the slander you do, or the same ruler that measuring stick that you hold out to these other fighters, hold it up to your fighter for a change. Be real about your fighter for a change. Canelo next, hopefully the pendulum swings if he do cook Cinnabons. We shall see, man. We shall see with that fight, man. That fight, that's an interesting fight, man. I think but I know Bud play chess, man. Bud play chess. And this last performance of Canelo, man, it's not gonna age well. You know, it's just we have to wait and see, man. But I think, you know, I think Bud walked away looking at that fight like, man, he's seen a lot of opportunities that he can capitalize on. Punching with Canelo, you know what I'm saying? He could punch with Canelo, he could move, you know, he could tap dance for a little while and frustrate the shit. I'm like, what Canelo gonna do? What Canelo gonna do? Like, if Bud chose to do that shit for like the first minute and a half, 2 rounds, and he pissed Canelo off, and Canelo was like, I thought you said you was gonna fight me, cabrone. And then he get in his head real quick, and then he start letting his hands go. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, man, like, you know, why not? You know, I mean, it's a lot of options on that, but we'll see, man. We'll see. I appreciate where boxing has come from. The dark days are over. Yeah, it's a lot of fights being made, man. It's a lot of things going on in boxing, man. And you know, overall, I'm pleased with boxing, man. We got Keyshawn and De Los Santos coming up. The Lamont Roach rematch. We get a lot of answers there. I'm hearing rumors, man. I'm hearing rumors that Jamel Charlo and Keith Thurman might get it on. Oh my goodness. We got Shakur Zepeda. We got Sabril, Sub-Zero, Nomas Tias taking on Alberto Puello. And we get to see Sabril without the IBF rehydration with a title on the line against the guy who beat Gary Antoine Russell. We don't know what Gary Antoine is doing yet. I mean, I know he got a mandatory. I think that's Andy Hirioka. But we don't know what Gary doing. We don't know what Ryu at. And much well wishes to Ryu, man. I like Ryu, man. Keep your head up, Ryu. Bounce back. You a soldier. You a warrior. Come back. We got I think we got Truck Simpson versus Jihad Tucker. Boxing is on fire. We got the return of the talented Mr. David Morrell, who said, outside the ring, I respect everything and everybody, but inside the ring, I don't respect nothing, man. We get to see if the experience of sharing the ring with the Mexican monster, David Benavidez, if it rubbed off. You know, did he learn something? You know, he's being resilient. We got Berlanga and Shiraz. I think we got Diego Pacheco and Trevor McCumbee. We got Caleb Plant fighting Resendiz, who put hands and feet on Jared Hurd in a build-up with Jamal Charlo getting ready to eat a bowl of cornflakes so that we get to see Maul and Plant, because Plant actually slapped the shit out of Jamal when he was going through some mental issues, which I don't respect at all. But we still get to see them settle the score if they get past these upcoming opponents. Boxing is on fire. Boxing is on fire, man. So I just wanted to come and drop something on y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really kicking up no dust, man. I just want to put something on your mind, man. And don't be sheeple, man. Don't be sheeple, man. This is Fruits and Veggies, not that Reggie. This is fact-based content, not opinion-based. If you catch this on the playback, talk to me, holler at me. I'll talk back. Hit my like button. I appreciate you, Marty King, for the super chat, man. That's real. You know we be jabbing each other, man. We get some light sparring over there, man. And good to see you back in the building, man. We talk boxing over here, man. We keep it objective. You know what I'm saying? Even if you ride or die for your guy, you can still come over and talk that boxing. You heard? But I appreciate everybody who came in today, man. I'm gonna keep this short. I'm not cooking with neither one of my co-hosts up here, right now. But I just wanted to put something on y'all mind, man. Give y'all something to think about. Let y'all know my opinion and what I think should happen with T.O. So salute to Adam, Martin King Boxing. Salute to Koki. You know what I'm saying? Monticello came in the building. James Batten. The truth. His twin was in the building. Bill Haney, Sneaky Link, was in the building. Jarrell Freeman was in the building. You know what I'm saying? Paris Dubois was in the building. DM Skates. Salute. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't, man. We just talk boxing, man. I put out links to where, you can hop on Bold and Understand. And he came through and checked me out. Mag Life came through. Cookie Monster, as always. Easily Baked was in the building. Where's his friend? But salute to everybody, y'all. Y'all know how we do, man. This is Bodywork Boxing. You know what I'm saying? We do that body work. You know what I'm saying? But I think I got a video coming out about Brian Norman, man. And there's a couple other things I'm gonna touch on this week, man. But as always, man, I'm always working, grinding, man. We love boxing, man. And I hope everybody have a nice, productive week going into this work week, man. Be safe out there, And I appreciate everybody once again. Thanks for choosing Bodywork Boxing. But we don't take things for face value. We do that body work.